Okay, so tonight's session we will go through the demo of how do we perform joins in Access. And we will start, so to the left I have the slide with the 6 queries that we need to write open, so we can use it as a reference. So the first query that we need to write is essentially the name, city and state of all employees that work for Scrutiny Books. Okay, so let's start with creating a query. And we need to work with a couple of tables, right? So we need the table name, city, and state. So we need the table for publishers. It has name, city, state. And at the same time, we need the first name and last name of the employees. So we're going to use the employees table. Oops, I accidentally opened the wrong one. So I'm going to actually delete this one. Okay, and you can tell that these two are connected by the pub ID. Access automatically shows you that. All right, but now that we've done it, we can start dropping the columns from those as if they were a regular, regular one single table. So first we need first name, we need last name, we need city, state, and the publisher name. So for the publisher name, we need the requirement is that it's only the Scrutiny. Scrutiny Books. Okay, so let's run it, and there you go. We have we have all employees that work for Scrutiny Books. So let me save this query. It's going to be unit 8. Scrutiny Books employees. All right, let's move to the second query. And the second query is title of all books published in Boston. So let me close this one. Oh, close the entire database. All right, so for the second one, we will need all books published in Boston. So we need publishers, and we'll need books. Okay, again, Access automatically showing you how these two are connected. And what we're gonna need from the books, we're gonna need the title, we're gonna need the city from the publishers, because we're gonna filter by Boston, state, and let's put year-to-date sales. All right, so in this case we're gonna add, actually here we're gonna add Boston, and that should give us our query. There we go. So title of the books, of all books published in Boston. Actually, I'll increase that a little bit, maybe by double clicking. There we go. Right? And again, you can view the SQL code. In this case, we're joining the several tables. So we're joining publishers. It's a left join on with books. Left join meaning that publishers have all information included and only matching records from the books table are included. And we're joining them on the pub ID. both have pub ID, and that's why we're able to use that. So let me save this as U8. Boston publishers. Okay. So the next query that we need to build is to show I'll do the new one, so let me just create it. So the next query is to show the names of all female authors and titles that wrote romance books after June 2010. All right, so what we can do here, well, first of all, let's start a new query. And the tables that we're going to need, authors and books. Okay, but look, they're not connected. They don't have any keys. None of those primary keys, author ID and title ID, are a foreign key to themselves, within those tables. So what we can do, we can add a new table that has both. Now be book author. And look, it is now connected. All three are connected. It's many-to-one relationships between those, which is fine. But at least now we have it all connected, and now we can start dropping fields. So what we're going to need, author's first name, author's last name, going to need the title, author's sex, author subject, we can include that one as well. And let's do the pub date. All right. So we got those fields done, but now we need to filter according to the criteria that we have, right? So how do we do that? So let's look at the criteria. The name of all female authors, so the sex should be female. And we're going to pass it as a string. Authors, romance books, right? So let's put romance as a criteria for this one. Published after, wrote after June of 2010. So we'll assume that June 30th will be the end of June, which is the fact actually. So we'll just put it like this. So everything published after June 30th will be published after June. So this is great. Let's save it as U8 female authors of romances published, or just June 2010. Okay, let's give it a run. And we don't have anything generated, which is fine. I mean, the data does not necessarily have to be there, right? But if we look at the SQL query, how we built it. So essentially we're interjoining authors with books, with book author on title ID and on author ID. And then we're executing three conditions. The sex should be female, author should be romance, and the pub date after June 30th, 2010. Which by itself basically has to, all of those three have to evaluate to true, otherwise it's not gonna pull that record. Okay, let's move on to number 4. So number 4, we need full name of every employee in a marketing manager of every employee that is a marketing manager in order. All right, so in this case, we're going to need a couple of tables. One is going to be obviously employees, and the other one is going to be jobs. Okay, and Access automatically connects it for us. And we're going to need first name, last name, and job description. In job description, we are going to put marketing manager. Save it. 8. Years. And run it. There we go. Those are our marketing managers. Next one is all authors that have received royalty of over $10 essentially. So in this case, we're going to use books and authors. And obviously we're going to connect them with the book author. I'm going to rearrange it a little bit so it would have a better view. All right. So out of those three, we're going to need the following columns. We're going to need first name, last name, which is right here. We're going to need royalty, obviously. All right, and in the royalty, we're going to make it more than 10. Save it. 8. Royalty more than 10. All right, and finally, we need to figure out the title and price of all the books that are selling for less than $20 and written by Green. So we need authors and books. And the columns that we're going to need here are title, price, otherwise not pull it down, there we go, price, year-to-date sales, and then the first name and the last name. So in here, we're just going to specify that the book should be less than $20 and the author should be Green. All right, let's run this. There we go. Those are our authors that we were able to pull with that query.